Alrighty, welcome back. Another episode of Post-Fades and Cheesesteaks. Back again for our top 10 players of 2025 list. We're doing inside backers, off the ball linebackers. Interesting group of players because we got some, really, really elite players, and we got some so-so players, some good players. So we'll kind of see how we all rank them. But of course, it's myself, Dakota. We got Tim, and joining us with the lovely Happy Gilmore shirt. We got Billy.
Tap it in.
Tap it in.
Tap it
How we
in.
doing?
Good, guys. Thank you for having me. Excited as always. A little bit of a change compared to past episodes that I've been, featured in. I think we've done offensive lineman, interior offensive lineman,
Yes.
Billy
to
and the
be
Big Uglies.
specific.
Billy and the I'll never forget Packers.com.
David
One of the best
Vacatari.
one of the best memories.
Yeah, that was a
Like
good. But
David Vacatari is four-time All-Pro.
yeah,
Where'd you get that
according to
information? Packers.com.
who? Yeah, that was an all-timer. But yeah, grit. That's what I like, the grit positions.
Great
Mhm.
position board. We've just switched up from
Damn
Billy and the
dirty.
Big Uglies to Billy and the Backers.
Yeah.
Billy and the Backers sounds like a rock band from the 70s.
It
Like
does. It does.
that actually sounds like they could have been a hit. I could already see the story behind them. Billy's the lead front man, big disco guy. Someone probably died tragically, and then the brand breaks up when the Backers got angry.
Next year I'll have to wear like a wig, maybe some like rock star glasses.
And we'll just be your
We'll do-
Backers.
Yeah.
Um, so I do the honorable mentions was tough for this one because like I said, there was so many players that you could. I feel like we were talking earlier that like probably like 6 to like 20, you could really put anybody you want. Um, but obviously there's more skilled players. So I have I guess 3 honorable mentions that I'll stick with, but I won't, not gonna dig too deep into it, but I'll just give them a shout out. So, but as always, we'll let the guests go first. So, Bill, did you have any participation trophies to give out?
Yeah. Well, first off, I will start with TJ Edwards. You
Okay.
know,
Oh, Eagle
I know
Graham.
he had a down year last year, but he was extremely efficient, on the Eagles. So watching him majority of the time, he was always involved. I think he's like maybe top 5 in tackles in like the past 4 years,
Yeah.
at least like in the top 10. So like he's definitely all over the field. He's smart. He got paid to go join Chicago, and I think he's going to have like a bounce back year under, I believe Dennis Allen's the defensive coordinator now in Chicago,
Yeah, he's a
former
good
Saints
pickup.
coach. Yeah, so I think new coordinator. Hopefully the Bears have a better year than they've had recently. They have high expectations, but TJ Edwards, um, and then also one guy that didn't make my list, maybe should have, maybe shouldn't have, but Demario Davis.
Oh, you went with all the old heads. Dennis
Yeah.
Allen making his the thread in between the honorable mentions.
Yeah, Demario Davis.
Mm.
I have,
Hmm.
I just don't know if I can put anyone on the Saints in the top 10.
That's valid.
God no.
Yeah, so that's
Alvin
where I'm
Kamara
feeling.
barely made our running back list, so
The Saints are just a
Yeah,
miserable team. Like off topic, but would you rather be would you feel better about the Saints or the Panthers if you were a fan of one of
Panthers.
the two?
Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a terrible
Yeah, but
situation.
the Panthers are young and they have, I think, some money, but the Saints are like in the biggest cap hell of any team. Like
Yeah, it's
they're
true. Well, not to
screwed.
get us off on a Saints black hole here.
Yeah.
I like the TJ Edwards shout out because when it comes to like the Eagles, we've never valued a linebacker. I think TJ Edwards was like the the outlier for the Eagles. I don't know if I could really name that many linebackers off the top of my head than the last like 20 years that we had. Like
We
TJ Edwards is up there on that list.
I think we've had the Eagles have had solid linebackers. They never had a difference maker like Zach Bond or I mean N'Kobe's not on my list, but I think he actually stepped up a lot last year. Um, but I mean I really liked Stu Bradley before he got hurt. I thought he
Oh,
could have
that's a
been
name.
decent. I
Yeah,
liked
but
Michael
he was
Kendricks,
here
but
for
he
a cup
just
of
wasn't
coffee.
consistent. Um,
Nigel
Nigel
Bradham.
Nigel Bradham was solid. Jordan Hicks, I was a big fan of, and then they let him walk. which
Jordan Hicks was
he
hurt
went on to
every
have a good
year.
career, but
Yeah, but he was just always hurt.
yeah, yeah. But
I was hoping Ernie Sims worked out.
Ernie
Ernie Sims, there's a name.
Sims,
See,
that's
the
a
Eagles,
name.
the Eagles
Oh
linebacking
my
history in the last
God.
20 years is just a whole bunch of names. And you're like, oh, and most of their names have
They're
like did
shoulda coulda
stuff at
woulda
other teams.
names. Yeah.
If
I
you
mean,
name the
Taylor
Ravens
Spikes had a cup of
linebackers,
coffee.
yeah, Ravens have two linebackers. The
That's
last
true. Yeah.
maybe three.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, Roquan Smith. That's all you need to know.
But I was actually looking at was it the Niners? The Niners went from Patrick Willis to Navarro Bowman to Fred Warner. Like, are you kidding
Oh
me?
yeah, I know. That's
Like, you couldn't
incredible.
be more
Sprinkle in some
blessed.
Dre Greenlaw in there too.
Yeah, I mean it's
Hey,
crazy.
certain teams value certain positions.
But I will say this is last hit on the Eagles. This is the in my time of watching the Birds and like what I know about them historically, this is probably when healthy the best linebacker group I've ever seen them put together. Vaughn,
Yeah.
I mean even Campbell's got a lot of potential as a first round pick. The Kobe's really good. Trotter Jr. is a solid player. So we'll see. But
Look at this from the days of Michael Kendricks, Nigel Bradham, Jordan Brooks or Jordan Hicks, I'm sorry,
Jordan
Stuart
Hicks, yeah.
Bradley. We
That
now have
was a Super Bowl linebacker group that you
yeah,
just
yeah,
mentioned.
exactly. Our linebacking core right now is Zach Bond with a huge extension,
Hmm.
second round draft pick Nakobe Dean, and first round draft pick Elijah Campbell.
Who would
Or
have
not
thought?
Elijah Campbell, sorry, Jahan
Jaha
Campbell.
Campbell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a hell of a turn. But you know what? Super Bowls. So
Cheers to Howie.
cheers to Howie.
Here's the Howie.
Any more participation trophies there for you, Dakota?
I didn't even do mine yet.
No, sorry, Bill. I
I
apologize. I
think
skipped you.
no, you're all good. Last one, and maybe he could have been in the top 10. He is pretty solid. I can't even pronounce his name. I don't think I've ever actually heard anyone say his name because I don't watch the Jaguars too much.
Ah, yep.
So if you want to help me out with that, by all
I think
means.
it's pronounced Foyesade Oluokun.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I also
Sound
have him
okay?
in my honorable mentions. So
Yeah. So, fun fact, and hopefully I don't steal your fact here, Dakota, but he has the most tackles in the last 4 years.
that was my fun fact.
Okay. And last year I think he led as well, or maybe last year was down here, but he's been solid. Maybe it's because the Jaguars, who knows, but
No one else
he's been
tackles.
Yeah,
underrated name,
I
like I said.
yeah
So
they quietly have a nice little linebacker room there with some young guys.
yeah.
But yeah, I like Oluokun a lot. I almost debated putting him in. If he was a little younger, I probably would have snuck him in. But he is 30. He just turned 30. So I mean, and he's bounced around a couple teams, so it's not like he's been with the Jags since, the beginning of time. But yeah, I mean, in his first year with the Jags in 2022, he had 184 combined tackles, and the year before that with the
Not
Falcons,
bad.
192. So yeah, he's a roamer. He gets around. He's pretty good. Um, and then I'm gonna just ch jump in because I also had Demario Davis as my. He would have been like 11. He was tough. Um, of the old head linebackers, it was hard to kind of grade them out and figure out where they fit. But I mean, he's always been in our list, so shout out to Demario Davis. But 36 years old, it's gonna be tough to keep replicating that year after year. But I mean, he still had over 100 combined tackles, so he's still getting it done. But yeah, the Saints are a bit of a mess, so we'll kind of see where that goes.
Yeah, that definitely deducts him.
Um, and then this one was tough because I think he could be back in the top 10, but I don't know as far as injury how he's kind of gonna progress this season. But Matt Milano of the Bills, I thought he
Mm.
was a pretty important piece for their defense. But we'll see if he's, fully healthy to start the season. So
I was gonna say he's just been unlucky, or
yeah,
unfortunate
he
in
just
his
Yeah,
yeah.
he's lost pretty much the last 2
injuries.
years.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
and I mean Edmonds could be arguably the better linebacker of the two now, but Matt Milano, yeah, like if he was healthy, I would
He
have
was a
to.
dude, man. He
yeah,
actually they played pretty well. in the playoffs, I remember hearing his name because I think he came back for like a game or two towards the end of the season when he got healthy.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, he's missed pretty much 2 years now.
Yeah.
But my honor mentions, I actually also have Milano.
Okay.
But I went with a nice little theme group on my honorable mentions. So I went two guys, Milano and Dre Greenlaw, two guys that
Wow.
neither,
Okay. Fair
I
enough.
mean,
Fair
neither
enough.
played last year.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
what are you going to
well,
do? You
Greenlaw
can't,
played at the end and then he got hurt again.
he played like one game.
And he was
But I
pretty
mean,
good that
I
game, but
wasn't grading either of them because they both had lost seasons last year. But when they're healthy, they're both top five talents. So they're by association, or by technicality, I couldn't put them in my top 10. I
okay.
just kind of read them both off from last year because of injuries. If
Sure.
they stay healthy, though, they'll be up top. Drake Greenlaw, I'm not gonna lie, you don't see guys get a nice payday in free agency when they have a ruptured Achilles. You know,
Mm.
I mean, do what you got to do, man. Get the money. I think that tells you everything you need to do. In a position that people don't value anymore, Drake Greenlaw with literally no Achilles is still
Well,
getting
wasn't
paid.
that injury like wasn't that 2 years ago, like in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, when he was running on the Super Bowl. Yeah, he
Yeah.
just went
So
and
like it really wasn't even like he
tragic.
got hurt last year. Like he's had ample time to recover.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah, because I think he did play a little bit, but I mean, it was pretty much a write-off.
Was that the no contact thing where he was like running to
Running off
celebrate?
yeah. No, he was
Ah.
running off the sideline into the game, and he just went
Oh,
down.
okay. Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was a tough look. It was tough for him. I mean, you hate to see
That's
it.
hard. Yeah.
But I mean, him and Milano are top five talents that I'm writing them off because neither of them played last year. You know, the
Fair
two
enough.
games they played wasn't enough, but they're clearly when they're healthy, they're good enough. But this is where my list keeps the theme. So sorry, Happy, I'm going to be skipping over you, as I tend to once in a while. I went with this one was kind of the long shot on my list, and I'm curious to see if either of you went with him.
Okay. This is your number 10?
But yeah,
Okay.
again, I think when you look at stats of linebackers, they always, yeah, they give you a lot, forced fumbles, tackles for loss, tackles themselves, pass deflection. They do a lot, but it's all like the best statistic is, do you hear this guy's name? Because that's what like the list is. We were looking at names and seeing stuff, and it just kicks you back to like, oh, you know what? I do remember hearing this guy's name on highlights in red zone and against the Eagles. And guy who had a big injury last year and the year before that, but giving him a little love because he's only 24. But I
Hmm.
mean, he's torn more letters in his knees than there are in like alphabet soup. There's this guy's got nothing left. But
What?
when Overshawn was playing with the Cowboys last year, I remember making that big interception play. He was
Yeah.
making plays all over the place. That was a guy I heard his name everywhere. Like when he played 13 games, blew out every part of his knee the second year in a row. But you never know. When Jerry Jones trades Michael Parsons to the Eagles, he's going to need to pay someone on the defense, and this could be his next guy. So I'm gonna bet on the 24-year-old who finally gets his knees in check and turns his career into something. But I don't know.
What was your
I think
analogy? More knee tears than the letters in an
he's
alphabet soup?
ruptured more letters in his knees than you'd find in a bowl of alphabet soup. I mean, like the ACL like
Where do you
twice,
get
the
this shit?
MCL, the PCL. Oh, dude, it's just brutal. But it's just the guy plays. The guy's really good. The short spurt. If you he played 13 games, you give him all 17. His stats were like as many tackles for loss as Baum, pretty much as many tackles as Tremaine Edmonds.
Uh-huh.
Like his name racked up with all these other guys, and he's only 24, and it was pretty much his rookie season because he got hurt the first year.
Yeah, I think the injuries and then like you said, it was only really a small sample size that we got. So I did not include him in my list, but he was considered, and I agree with you that I did keep hearing his name a lot. And at a point last year, I remember I was like, great, now we got to worry about Micah Parsons and this guy.
I thought he
Um,
was a safety for most of the season. Not gonna lie, when I just hear him bouncing around.
no, but yeah, that's a pretty gross injury if I remember correctly. But
Yeah, it's
um,
ugly, very ugly. But he's 24.
no, yeah, I
That's
think he could definitely be. The Cowboys always do tend to find some sneaky good like linebacker edge rushers here and there. So yeah, we'll see if he pans out. But
yeah. Modern medicine has come a long way, but the power of youth is always more important. Like I'm still nursing a like groin strain from basketball 6 months ago. So I could definitely feel that. But I also
No
remember I
players.
could like get hit by a car and walk it off when I was in my young 20s.
Sure, sure.
No player's career has ever ended earlier in their 20s, Tim.
Yeah.
It's
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, listen, that's why he's at 10. He might not have any knees left, but I'm still gonna bet that he's gonna get a chance.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, Bill, who'd you have at number 10?
Number 10, I actually have Nick Bolton.
Okay.
Ooh, wow. No love to Nick Bolton.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just
Surprised.
one of those guys. Tim, you alluded to it. One of those guys that like you feel like you always hear his name. Like whenever you're watching the Chiefs, Nick Bolton comes up. I'm sure having Chris Jones in front of him helps and makes his life easier. But
That's
he's a
good.
young guy. He just signed an extension with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs for the last, during this dynasty run, have had one of the best defenses in the league, and he's right in the middle of it. So I wanted to, at least include him in the top 10, and I felt like, that's worthy of itself.
Listen, I think 10 is hardly a stretch. I have him higher. I'm
Yeah.
surprised you only have him at 10. Like,
I thought
I
I
mean,
had him up there a little bit. But like, a lot of these guys that we're saying, like, until you get to like the top five, I think there's going to be a lot of fluctuation. But yeah, Nick Bolton at 10.
to be fair, I'll give you the top three. Anything outside the top three, I could go either way. Like I have Bolton like as not to spoil it, but like as a top five guy.
Mm.
Oh,
And I'll
shocker.
let it
That does
be.
that
I'll
does
let it
kind of
play.
spoil it, but
I mean, but well, because he specifically came out and said, I just don't see him as a top five guy. And I was like, oh, well.
okay.
Like I said, as long as the top three remains the same on all three, I think you could sway me either way for anyone at any point.
Well, Flurry's not here, so we won't hear any random players missing from the top three, I'm sure.
That's true, yeah.
Um, all right. My number 10, and I didn't hear him in honorable mentions unless Bill, I did have to run out and kick my cat out of the room for a second. So unless you mentioned him when I wasn't paying attention. But my number 10's a guy needs really no introduction. Been doing it for a long, long time. On his third team, which still surprised me. I thought he would have been a Seahawk for life. But Bobby Wagner, I got here at number 10.
Hmm.
Um, I think you definitely see a decline in some of his play. He's not as quick. He definitely doesn't have side to side speed like he used to. But you have to factor in, I think, his leadership as part of this in the rankings as well, because he helped get that defense as good as it could be. And they weren't great last year, but they helped keep them in games when Jane Daniels maybe wasn't able to score 100 points or whatever it may be. But overall, I mean, his stats were still solid. I mean, 120-ish tackles, total tackles. I mean, a couple sacks, forced fumble. Still played a lot of over 1,000 snaps at his age of 35. So,
I mean,
um,
yeah, I think my list is going to be much different than both of yours because I'm
Yeah,
surprised to see both of them at 10 for you too.
I just can't. He's just I don't. When I watched the Washington games, I was like, yeah, I see him in on a lot of the tackles, but he's like the last guy in on the tackles, and he's not like you don't have to worry about him as much as you used to when he was in his prime days. I think he's still
I
obviously
mean,
top 10, but you
I
know,
think you're underestimating two parts of this. One, the guy was on the field at all times. So yeah, there's an argument to be made like, oh, they're not three down players anymore. People need to cover, people need to play run, X, Y, Z. He clearly is a three down guy. He clearly can, not as good as he used to, but he clearly can do everything. And two, that Washington defense had nobody on it. He was a big part of making them passable. Whether that was maybe just making sure that guys that are scrubs were in the right place, or him just making up for some scrubs doing
I
bad
will
things.
I will say my like 4 to 8, I did go quite young, so I was
It's not like you.
well, I know that's because this list was tough, so I'm like. Why don't I just like go with my gut and like what I really think like how this is gonna pan out. So, um, but yeah, I mean, I've always been a bit of a partial Seahawks fan. I mean, I loved Sean Alexander. I loved the Legion of Boom and Cam Chancellor.
yeah.
So I always like Bobby Wagner. But it's just tough to rank him with everything going on and where he's at in his career. But definitely an important cog to that team. So. It helps to have Dan Quinn too, I think. But
It does help Dan Quinn. Well, I mean, since I went off track, we can bounce it back over to the guest. So that,
I
I like
guess
to be back on track so that
Back.
I can jump the line
All right, we'll
again
go Billy,
eventually.
then Tim, then me, then. So that way we'll.
okay. Well, I guess accolades, don't factor in too much there, Dakota. But I gave some in my list at least. I did go a little bit with the accolades.
Okay.
I think not overly because I did want to project into next year and Tim leaving Drake Greenlaw out of the top 10. I think.
Hey,
Uh,
listen,
Yeah,
man,
he's
I
talking about
he
Nick
had a
Bolton
year
as number
off.
five, and I'm like, put
Guys,
yeah.
Drake Greenlaw has
Drake
played
Greenlaw
like
off his list.
Drake Greenlaw didn't play last year.
Yes,
That
he
is
did.
a basic requirement.
I mean, you have to project a little bit into this year, and he's going to be on like a top three defense. Uh,
I don't disagree. The fact that he was even mentioned was more of a compliment to him than a criticism. That guy didn't play.
okay, if you
It
see
just
it that
fell. It fell. How can you fail or pass a test you don't take? I'm just assuming he's going to pass it, but he never took the test.
number nine, I have a little bit of a surprise maybe because he doesn't have too much of a track record, but again, projecting Edgerrin Cooper on
Mm.
the Packers.
Hmm.
I think he
A
had
little
13
young love.
forced fumbles last year, up there like in with the league leaders. He missed several games as well last year. He was a rookie, but again, just projecting. I think the Packers they're in a tough division,
Hmm.
but they are gonna be a solid team still. And yeah, I think just projecting moving forward, what a lot of the I guess so and so experts say as well, he's going to be a threat to deal with on the defensive side of the ball.
No, for sure. The
I
young
like him a
guy,
lot.
the young position is it's coming around. Like there is kind of a changing of the guard coming in a way.
Yeah, like because now
Um,
teams are like when they don't value certain positions, some teams will zig and when everyone's zagging, and then linebackers become come more relevant as they had lost their relevancy due to the passing league. So I think, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Could be just a shot in the dark, but I think he's going to prove to be a household name sooner than later.
no, I mean, as we did with the running back, I make sure to make it a point at any moment to bring up the fact that Howie Roseman is revolutionizing football, and and the Eagles are just ahead of everyone. I mean, hey, man, chess or checkers. The guy's not even investing in running backs. He's also going to invest in the position that goes against the running backs.
Yeah.
Looking ahead. Well, not only did we prove that running backs are valuable, but we also did linebackers as well in the same offseason. So that's
Yep.
how you become Super Bowl champs.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe there's some bias.
Uh, so I'm going to go. My number nine here is guy I thought was going to have me more of a breakout. But unfortunately, when you play in the toxic waste dump that is the New York Jets, these things make it tough. So I think it was 2003 or 22. He was an All Pro.
2003.
Um, or 2023 or 2022. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
One of the years he was a All Pro player with the Jets. Balled out. It was a cute
Hmm.
little story. Him and his brother. But not bad. He's still a tackling machine. But could use some more in the, did force four fumbles, but he really hasn't been known for that in his career. So you'd like to see him turn the ball over a little bit more, but I'm going with Quincy Williams here.
Hmm. Okay.
Big tackle for loss guy though. I mean,
Yeah.
14,
Yeah.
I
15,
Yeah.
and
like
12
Quincy.
the last 3 years.
I like Quincy Williams a lot.
Maybe it's just yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that you're on the Jets and the Jets just they're like the Saints, but like more relevant Saints. As you just see them as a tinted like it's hard for you to look past the fact that the Jets stink whenever you look at their players. But I mean that's also a team that they value linebackers. They,
Yeah.
Robert Saleh likes the linebackers.
Yeah.
CJ Mosley, pour one out. He
Well,
was
Robert Sala's not there, but yeah.
well, he was, I mean, he was the guy with Warner and Greenlaw, and he had Mosley and Quincy Williams at the Jets.
Yeah, I mean 2023 he was
All
AP
pro.
first team All Pro
Yeah.
and made
Yeah,
PFF's top 100 players of the year. So,
yeah, he played really well. Yeah, it's a good. It was that year when, yeah, because Rodgers got hurt and everyone was talking about, oh, the Jets defense is awesome if they only had a quarterback. And
Yeah.
then, 24 came around and they realized, you know what, we never had a quarterback to begin with, so didn't matter how good the defense was.
Yeah.
uh
But
trick
He's left there
question.
now too. You
Do
know.
you know what, so he went to Murray State. Do you know what their team nickname is?
The Jackrabbits.
That's North Dakota State.
That's it. Yeah. Murray State's they're March Madness
You're
Yeah.
close. You're kind of
quintessential. Like
close. It's not an animal
the
though.
how am I close then? I guess that animal.
They're the racers.
Oh, I thought that was Dayton.
Though they're the Flyers, I think.
Sorry.
Come on, Tim.
Hey, John Morant went to Murray State.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't know
figured
what
they'd just be the Murray State Jaws.
I don't know what the racers are unless it's like, oh, it's just their logo is just a fucking horse. Like equestrian. It's a
Horse
guy on a
race.
horse.
Well,
Huh.
there you go. That's what a racer is.
Dayton, I think they're the Flyers.
Yes.
Yeah, Flyers. Okay.
Look at us. I appreciate it. All right, thanks for showing off your random college
Oh,
mascot
I got you. No problem.
knowledge.
That was fun.
Um, okay, so back to me, my number nine. So I guess this guy's higher on your list too. So I was surprised. I thought I was going to be the advocates for them, but this is the last of my old heads. Be surprising if I told you this guy only has one first team All Pro in his entire career, which is
You stole that from me.
so disrespectful. But Levante David, uh, always been a fan of his. He's always been consistent baller. It's rare. I mean, entire career with the Tampa Bay Bucks. 2012, we were graduating high school, and he was, playing for the Bucks. So, um, and he played all 17 games last year, which is kind of wild at his age of 30, 36 now, or 35. But yeah, I mean, 5.5 sacks. Hell yeah, at that age. 122 combined tackles. My just concern with like players like David, Wagner, and Davis, it's like at what point does like a little injury become too much for them at that point in their career that it's detrimental to them finishing their career. So I always kind of gotta weigh on that side a little bit and be a little worried, but I think all three of those guys, phenomenal leaders. Like they're all great leaders and help all the young guys on those teams and help the coaches along, especially with all the like they're on teams that have had a lot of bad times. So they've gone through a lot of coaches, but I think he's great. I just don't know. Like I said, I went a little younger on this list, but yeah, I've always liked his game. So Levante David, number nine for me.
I got him on the
Fair enough.
list. Um, Hopefully Tim did as well. He didn't mention him.
Oh, I
Uh,
do. Don't worry about it. I'm more curious to see how you two list end up going because you lost some heavy hitters already.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
This is where you're going to justify like, oh yeah, Dre Greenlaw who played 10 snaps is in our top five.
Well, don't spoil it, man.
yeah. Well, eight, I'll just Quincy Williams, sitting
Okay.
with
Oh, look at
right
that.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, Quincy Williams. He had, All Pro 2023. He had 14 tackles for loss, which I believe was like top 10. Most of that goes to like defensive tackles or edge guys.
Yeah.
So he was up there at the top with tackles for loss as an inside linebacker. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, he's been solid for his career coming out of Murray State. But yeah, I like him at number eight, definitely top 10.
Oh, fair enough. I
And
mean,
Aaron
we're thinking on the same wavelength. That's what
Hmm.
makes me happy.
Yeah.
And going off that, me and Dakota are thinking off the same wavelength because I actually also have Levante David here
Oh,
at
look at
eight.
that. Beautiful.
Levante David, he's like my little party trick. You would think someone as good as him, you would consider like if I just said Levante David, what do you think? Hall of Fame. Would you think any chance or no way? Or do you think he's in? Or what would you think?
I think he's got a chance for sure. I mean the all pros and the Pro Bowls definitely don't help him, but
Yeah.
I think longevity wise, there's not many players that I mean he has I'm just looking at 2 years out of his 12 plus career year that he hasn't had over 100 combined tackles.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That is true. I think he's the tough case because, the writers and like these voters are the ones that make the all pro teams are also the ones that decide who goes in the Hall of Fame.
True.
don't Levante David is I've never seen someone just get dealt a bad hand of just being overshadowed. Like you
Oh
talk
yeah,
about,
his
he
entire
came into
career.
the same, yeah, he came into the same league, same year, the league at the same year as Bobby Wagner. You
Hmm.
had Patrick Willis already there. Luke Kuechly came in and just dominated.
Yeah,
And even
that's
if you want
true.
to say towards the end of his career, Fred Warner came along. Like
Yeah,
the linebackers in the NFC at this point have just been dominant. It's been completely one-sided. Amazing that the guy's got two second team All Pros and then first team All Pro, but only one Pro Bowl to show for it. Or maybe people just hate him. You never know. Yeah, it
mm-hmm.
could be one of those things, you know. But yeah, no, as of right now, I think he's still the heartbeat of that defense. The
Yeah.
Buccaneers are still a good team. He's still moving. He's still doing his thing. I think he had the most sacks in a year in his career this year, if I remember seeing that correctly. It was 5.5. So he's
Yeah,
reinventing his game. But yeah, I mean, he's still doing it. One of
I
those
like him.
guys. He's got it locked down until
Yeah.
someone else does it better or he stops doing it, then I'll bump him off. But yeah, what you want to see, even an old head, showing you a little bit of pass rushing versatility, changing things up.
It's rare. I feel like it's rare to have linebackers at his age and his success with the same team be in the league for this long. I mean, look at Kuechly had to retire early. Patrick Willis retired early.
Yeah,
Who else retired early? There was another guy who was like he retired after like 3 years and he was like already like climbed the ranks. But it's tough. I mean,
it's not a position known for its longevity.
no.
Yeah. And they
Um,
usually teams don't want them sticking around for that reason.
Yeah,
So yeah, 12 years with one team is pretty impressive at the linebacker position.
I mean, all I know is I've never seen a rocket or a bomb reused, and I think that's how I look at linebackers, is they just kind of go and just like explode.
hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a bold assumption that my number 8 is not on either of your lists.
Okay.
Um, and again, this is where I'm going a little younger, and I think this guy was kind of overshadowed a little bit by his teammate until his teammate got hurt, and he kind of stood out a little more. Um, he ended up finishing fourth on PFF's overall linebacker rankings
Mm.
for the 78.7 grade. With I think the minimum was like 600 snaps or whatever. And I think this year he actually well, he's known for, more of a run stopper, but worked on his pass coverage as well. And I think he's one of those like old school style linebackers that like you see him get up after a tackle and he's got like blood running down his face. But Jack Campbell, Detroit Lions, I went. I think
Yeah.
he's going to take a big leap this year. Um, I forget his teammate, I forget his name.
The
Alex Alonso.
long-haired guy.
Yeah. He's the guy I feel like that gets a lot of attention, and he got injured, and Campbell kind of stepped in his second year, and now going into his third season. I mean, you get him and a healthy Aiden Hutchinson next to each other, or front and back, whatever. Um, I think it'll be a nice little combo of young guys kind of running around with their head chopped off. But
Hmm.
yeah, again, this is kind of more of like an outward projection,
Yeah.
thinking he's going to do better than maybe his stats show. Because I mean, 2 sacks this past year, um, 78 solo tackles, 45 assisted tackles. But I think they use him in a little bit of pass rushing, a little bit of coverage, a little bit of run stopping, a little bit of just hold it down the zone. So I think he's a good all around player, and we'll see if he continues to get better. So he's my number 8.
I
I
like
like
Jack
it.
Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah, especially if
Him.
you're trying to project forward. Unfortunately, I considered him
Mm.
somewhere in the, like we said, we had that wide range from like six or five up to like 15. Like there's
Yeah,
so many, there's a few names that left off of both the honorable mention and even the list that I think you could include in here. Jack Campbell definitely being one of them, and like the Lions are going to be good again, and they're going to need
Yeah.
him to be.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
He's a big part of that. The defense, as many injuries as they get, they could use anything from the healthy guys. He's
Oh
also
yeah.
got a great linebacker name. Like
Oh
Jack
yeah,
Campbell just screams
it
linebacker.
does scream linebacker.
Yeah.
It's a great combination. You got
Yeah.
Alex Anzalone, who sounds like a, an Italian chef who looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans, playing next to Jack Campbell,
Mm.
corn-fed, Midwest Iowa proud,
Corn
6'5",
fed.
250. Like, he is like, Leighton Vander Esch was like the reincarnation from Tad, from Blue
Mm.
Mountain State.
Mm.
R.I.P. Leighton's gone, but Jack Campbell's right there to bring up that Midwestern linebacker and
No, look at you with your
pedigree.
stats.
I'm right there, man. I'm right
6'5",
there.
243, but close. Yeah, and he's only 24, so
Yeah.
like I said, I think he's gonna get better. But like you said, Bill, this is kind of like preference, an opinion, like kind of it's such a wide open position. And
Yeah.
players, we've seen so many players like take a step and then disappear and then come back with
Well,
another team and rejuvenate their career. So like who's the guy? Like Jordan Brooks, I liked his potential in Seattle. And then he went to Miami and he had a good season, but like again, he's just so hard to gauge with a lot of these linebackers. So, but yeah,
their
that's my
primes are their primes are short too. So it's like
yeah, that's yeah. So, but back to you, number 7.
seven. All right, so someone we're all kind of like in the same range here again with Quincy Williams and now Levante David I had at 7.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yes. So I know you guys had him at 8 and 9. I threw him up there. Like I said, I kind of want to, I give a little bit more respect, I guess, to some of the, older guys in the league.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he's still playing pretty well there with Todd Bowles. They're going to need him to be, a key piece on that defense this year if they want to make it to the playoffs again. And yeah, I mean, you just know what you're going to get out of him. I think he had top 10 in forced fumbles. I was looking at forced fumbles again. And I think Tim alluded to it as well, like five and a
It's
half
a great
sacks
number.
last year for an inside linebacker
Yeah.
that's a lot of sacks. Like that's more
It
than
is.
some Nolan Smith, I think, had 5.5 sacks,
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I think he's still playing well and we're on the same page where he's probably maybe a couple of years ago he was top 5, but now he's kind of edging out of that. So that's
No,
who I got.
I'm all for it. Levante
Okay.
David is just, I mean, you got to give him and Bobby Wagner credit. We've been talking about it numerous times now about linebackers that are coming off injury or cut their career short because, of injury, or they, hit the top and then they retired when they could still go do it. Um, and you got two guys on this top 10 list that are just keep cranking out good season after good season after good season.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Who you got, Tim?
where am I at? So I'm
7.
at 7.
As I put it in
Um,
your computer.
I'm gonna go. Well, he's this guy. If this was like 12 years ago, I think he would probably be a top 3 or considered a top 3 linebacker.
12 years
Um,
ago.
yeah, but the league's changed a little bit. Now it's kind of going back to that where running ball is much more important, and people are playing tighter. They're not spreading the field as much, putting linebackers in coverage. Um, but he led the league in tackles, 173, insane.
Mm-mm-mm.
11 tackles for loss, and then nearly led the league in forced fumbles. I think he was second behind TJ Watt. They have 5 forced fumbles as well. So this guy's just all over the place. 3.5 sacks, if that does it for you.
Yeah.
Um, not known for his pass coverage pedigree, but he did have 2 interceptions. Sometimes you just got to be in the right spot. But
Hmm.
I'm going with Zaire Franklin here, and my number 7.
Oh, okay.
True
Little
stat stuffing linebacker.
little low, I think, in my opinion. But I'm glad you had him on the list.
Listen,
Interesting.
you got to see a 3 down guy. You got to cover a little bit. He just
A
reminds me
bit.
of the hard-nosed old school linebacker. He's
Hmm.
just everywhere, and I would not want to meet him in the hole. But,
I
probably
like it.
doesn't move sideline to sideline too well.
Interesting. I he did not make my list.
Wow.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
guy how do you have a top 10 linebacker list and the guy with the most tackles in the league doesn't make your list?
He plays for the
It doesn't make any
Colts. I
sense.
mean,
That's like having a top
he's
10
the only one I'm
quarterback
playing
list.
defense.
You had a guy from the Jaguars in the top 10.
No, honorable mention.
I don't know. I think you're insane. I don't know how you have a top 10 list and the tackle leader in the NFL doesn't make it.
Yeah, he's
I
in
mean,
mine.
yeah, it's like when you have the corner who leads the league in interceptions in the top 10. I mean, would the edge rusher who leads the league in sacks be in your top 10? I mean, this is your argument is completely flawed. I think you're a very confused person.
I think it's just hard to evaluate. I mean, uh, I don't
Yeah.
hate it. Like we said, it's such a fluid list. Um,
I mean,
but
fluid,
I
sure, but the basic requirement would whoever led the league in tackles should have made your list.
not necessarily.
Again, it's a very important part of the linebacker position.
I mean, though his last 3 years have been great as far as, total tackles, but I mean
Who are
this
you trying to convince? I know he's a top 10 back. So does Billy.
Oh yeah. I mean, tackles are, they're a big stat, obviously, especially for linebackers, but there's also some names up there where you're like, all right, so it kind of plays like circumstance. Like when you look at the top 10 or 20 tackle leaders, sometimes you're looking at the
I
name
mean,
and you're kind of questioning, like, all right, this seems like it's a little bit of circumstance as far as the defense they're on, too. They could be the best player, the fastest guy on defense and get an assisted tackle?
I listen, you're not wrong,
hmm.
but 173 is still a lot, you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah, he was around the ball, that's for sure.
He was around the ball. This is like 20 more than the next linebacker.
Yeah, yeah.
All
The other
right.
one you can't make up is, I mean, put it this way. Your top five for forced fumbles. It's a good stat.
Hmm.
TJ Watt, Zaire Franklin, Zach Bond, Fred Warner, Quincy Williams.
Hmm.
It's a good little company right there.
Hmm.
What do I
Solid.
tell you, Zaire Franklin is above all of them minus TJ Watt.
So he's a solid player. It just didn't make my list.
Okay. Okay. Again, kind of ridiculous.
Speaking of, you just mentioned him. My number seven, probably would have been higher if not for some slight injury concerns. Obviously, Tim, you like to point out he played like 30 snaps last year. But
That was probably
he
a gift.
he's the talent is definitely there, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's going to help lead the Broncos to be a very good surprise team this year. Um, but I have Dre Greenlaw here, number seven. I felt like he was getting better and better every year, and then it does help to play next to Fred Warner, obviously. But I remember him jawing on the sideline with Big Dom during the Eagles game and getting ejected, and he's a force. He's one of those, in a league where they're trying to protect the players and eliminate dangerous hits. He's a guy, throwing his body on the line to make a tackle or to deflect the ball or, get to a fumble. Um, so I just like his game. I think he's just a super freak athlete, and um, I hope he stays healthy and has a good season with the Broncos. But I
Yeah.
do have him over Franklin, so
Okay, fair enough. I like where you
That's
have
not
Greenlaw,
too
Dakota.
high, but not like crazy low outside the top 10. But
I don't know.
No.
I think I was fair by not ranking him because he played 34
Uh,
snaps last year.
34, yeah.
well, Tim, I'm gonna have to side with Dakota. So I'll just roll into it. I got Greenlaw at 6.
Oh,
So
okay. Hmm.
yeah, I mean I
I
like him.
don't
I
know.
think he's gonna part of probably a top three, at least top five defense in the NFL this year. You know, he's the main inside linebacker there, of course. But they got some good edge rushers, good guys on the D line. Pat Surtain, of course. He's just going to have to be all over the field. I think he's going to make a lot of tackles this year. And yeah, if he's healthy, he's definitely top 10, potentially top five. And so I think I'm projecting a little bit because to Tim's point, he didn't play last year.
Yeah.
But he is definitely a top five talent and will be a big piece on that Broncos defense.
Hmm.
I just think that the logic is I remember when I was in college, I was taking a course and I was doing very well in the class.
Surprising.
And one day I slept through a quiz we were having that day.
Yeah, can't do that.
And yeah, it was bad. It did not go well. But I ended up obviously not passing the test because I didn't take the test. Now, needless to say, I was doing very good in the class, but even though it could have been assumed I was going to pass the quiz, doesn't mean I did because I didn't take it. So Drake Leno doesn't get graded just because he didn't play.
Did you pass the class?
No, turns out that missing that test was a big problem. So yeah, unfortunately,
Huh.
yeah,
All right.
unfortunately, the 25%, there was four tests, and fortunately missing one didn't make up for the three good ones.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm,
But to the point,
it
that's
should.
why that's why you don't keep Dre Greenlaw all this time because he didn't take the test. How could he pass
I
it if he
mean,
never took it?
I mean, we had CMC in our running back list, and we don't know if he's gonna be able to stay on both feet. So
I mean,
no, not
yeah,
like
Christian McCaffrey played more than Dre Greenlaw.
Uh,
I don't. I
That's a
think you're
shame.
stretching here. I think,
Anyways. Who's number
yeah, but
six?
like Christian McCaffrey, he played a couple games. Like I feel like he did play more than he definitely
And
played more
Greenlaw
than
came back and then tried to play. Looked like he was back to himself and then got hurt again. So yeah,
back to himself. He played like 34 snaps. How could he possibly look back to himself?
he was all over the
Who,
field.
I don't
who do
know.
you have at six that's so much better than Dre Greenlaw?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you rephrased it like that because
Sarcastically.
I'm actually going with one of I would say five. I think one of five, depending on what you think about TJ Watt and Chris Jones right now. One of five players in the NFL right now that walks into the Hall of Fame first ballot if he just stopped playing today.
Mm,
And, you know, you say what you want about him being slow or older.
he is.
Guy plays a ton of snaps.
He
Um,
does.
he starts on a very good team. I wouldn't say the defense is very good, but part of that cultural reshaping is, you get lucky and get a Jaden McDaniels, that helps.
Mm.
But, you get a coach, Dan Quinn knows what he's doing. You got a guy like Bobby Wagner that sets the tone. I think Bobby Wagner doesn't get enough credit for that turnaround to that defense. Granted, it's not perfect, but he brings a lot of cultural. He sets the tone. He puts people in the right position. There's not much talent around him, but yet they still find a way to win games. He still plays really well to his strengths. He's a menace in run defense. You can probably throw on him, but run defense, he's just as good. So I went with Bobby Wagner here at six.
Okay. Don't hate it.
No,
I
I also agree he's better than Dre Greenlaw.
Hey,
So
Bobby Wagner never missed a single test, and he's got an A+ in every single one of them.
right.
Never missed the test.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. My number six is a guy you guys both touched on already. Um, Quincy Williams of the Jets. I don't think you put enough credit on that all-pro season, Tim. I mean, that, it was a really crazy year. Um,
I'm
and I
sorry, we're talking
think,
about the 2 years ago.
well, can I get to my point?
Oh, okay. I guess we are grading Dre Greenlaw 2 years ago,
So
so
20,
might as
yeah, his
well.
2023 season was a
Did
first
you
team
just bring up
All-Pro.
the Legion of Boom?
He did. That's actually how he started the episode.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So,
I did actually. But no, I mean, I think, yeah, like sure, it was 2 years ago, whatever. But you have to factor in the fact that that team last year was a mess. I mean, Sauce Gardner didn't even play well last year, in my opinion, but he's still a top talent. I think that whole team is a whole with the whole coaching firing and the failed Aaron Rodgers experiment. It was just the whole team wasn't playing well. So I don't think you can just say, oh, yeah, he fell off after a year. I mean, he still played the second most total snaps at linebacker. He still had over 100 total tackles, still had four forced fumbles, still had two sacks. Um, and I just think overall he's going to maybe not get as good as he was in 2023, but he's definitely going to take steps back towards it with a better coaching staff that's not full of disarray. And will the Jets be good? No, but I think it's going to be a bounce back. Not to say he had a bad season last year, but a bounce back to his form. And he's 28. He's still in his prime here, but I really liked what I did see. And like you said, they just kind of always have nice linebackers. So with Mosley retiring, this guy kind of has to take full reins now. So I think he's gonna grab the bull by the horns. So.
Hmm. Hmm.
I like it.
All right.
Definitely
Tim
not your
Tim had
worst
him lower
take.
than I did, so
I,
yeah.
I don't hate it. I mean,
I'm not surprised our lists are so all over the place, but yeah, it's interesting.
I
I
mean,
mean, we don't have, like right now, like we have guys that are like just like one above or below what we each have, like
Hmm.
Levante Davis, Quincy Williams, maybe not,
uh,
Drake Greenwald, Dakota, and I were back to back. So like, I think we have a lot of the same guys, which is
I mean, ultimately, it's
surprising.
okay. Like Nick Bolton at 10 was a complete mistake, but but not having Jair Franklin, I think, was also a
I
mistake.
could he have been in there? Sure, but he's I don't know. I don't. It's the same with like Buda Baker. Like I don't love Buda Baker just because he gets 1,000 fucking tackles. Like there's more to the game than that's why I had Bobby Wagner on my list because of his leadership aspect as well, beyond just tackles. So
Yeah.
I think Franklin's still a great player. I mean, he could definitely be in my list next year, but he just didn't make the cut this year. So
Yet to hear any, you didn't give any rational reason besides the fact that you don't believe in tackles.
I just
Well,
like
fair
everyone
enough.
above him.
Fair enough.
So
Go ahead, Bill. What do we? I think we're on the top
Five.
five
top
now.
five.
Five, I am to start my top five. I got Zaire Franklin.
Oh, look at that.
Okay,
Oh,
nice
well, please
transition.
educate Dakota on this,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was a big fan. Like, he obviously broke out last year.
Hmm.
He's been pretty steady though the last few years as well. And again, he could be just the fastest guy on the Colts defense since there's not much talent there.
Nice
But
talent,
he has,
Matt.
he had the most combined tackles last year. He had 3.5 sacks. I think that was the most among, well, second most behind Levante David, and I think TJ Edwards had four as well. But 3.5 sacks for an inside linebacker, pretty good. Five fumbles forced, second most, behind TJ Watt.
I've heard of him.
Tim mentioned, huh?
I've heard of him.
Yep, heard of him. He's not too bad.
Shut up.
No.
And two interceptions as well. So I think that
Oh,
shows some
Hmm.
versatility.
Solid
I think
season.
I didn't go back and watch the tape and see how those interceptions may have happened, but nonetheless, you don't want to throw the ball towards Zaire Franklin. That's what I took away from it. Just as many interceptions as Jalen Ramsey, Christian Gonzalez, and Trent McDuffie.
wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know what, two
So,
is that you can't make up two. You
Hmm.
can like accidentally get one, but
yeah.
two, you have to like actually be near the play.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
so I think he's around the ball. Maybe five, maybe he takes a step back this year. Who knows? But after last year, I think he had statistically the best season of any of the linebackers. And he's also a LaSalle guy. So
Oh, is
and
he? That's
tacked
a
on
fun one. Didn't know that.
a little extra point to it. But yeah, I think top five after that year, last year, is worthwhile.
I I mean, I think it's fair. I could listen to the argument that tackles are overrated. Like, I mean, they are. Like, there's some generous tracking with tackles. But like the guy makes an impact on other points. You can't make up the tackles for loss or the forced fumbles or the
Yeah.
interceptions or the sacks. His team stinks, but you still got to do it. They weren't giving up 80 points every week. At some point, they had to tackle someone,
I mean,
and
sure.
he just did all of them.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't watch enough Colts games to give a good breakdown on him. But from what I
Yeah, but
understand,
how
he's
many
not the
Dre
best.
Greenlaw games did you watch
But
last
he's
year?
he's not like a lot of my linebackers on this list are like all around. Like they can rush, they can stop the run, they can cover. He's not a cover guy.
He has
Uh,
two interceptions.
that doesn't make you a cover guy.
Uh,
Who was throwing the ball?
I I don't know. The other team, probably Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence definitely at least
Trevor
threw
Lawrence
one of
gives
those.
gifts.
He definitely threw. Oh no, you know what? Anthony Richardson definitely gave. Oh no, they're on the same
They're on
team.
this. He might
And
have
could have
interceptions. I'm gonna find it.
Sam Darnold.
Trevor,
Oh wow.
hey, he had a great year. Comeback play of the year,
He's still
arguably.
Sam Darnold
Sam Darnold. That's a big time quarterback there.
That was a big time
and Bo
quarterback.
Nix. Okay,
And
Bo
boom.
Nix is a solid young quarterback.
Are you now more impressed by the two
No, I'm
interceptions?
not because they could have been bounce offs or whatever.
That's two playoff teams. It's pretty impressive.
We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't become Darius Leonard 2.0.
Oh,
I mean, Darius Leonard was pretty good. He just got hurt and then
Yeah, no, I agree.
disintegrated. Kind of the same story we've said
Disintegrated is
most about of.
disintegrated is crazy.
I mean,
Um,
it never went well. You never want to. What he hurt his neck, I think. You never want to hurt your
yeah.
neck as a linebacker.
So that was Billy's five. Okay, Tim, go ahead. Well, who's your five?
So my number five, as I promised,
Hmm.
we're going with Nick Bolton here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nick Bolton. I mean, it's to be honest, Bill, it's tough to find the negatives.
Well, Tim,
It's baby
for
Bobby
someone that
Wagner.
loves tackles as much as you do, he hasn't broken 100 tackles the last 2 years.
Yeah, but tackles are a very overrated stat.
Oh, okay. I see what
Now it's convenient.
Yeah. So someone who loves tackles, and I love tackles as well. He didn't have many tackles for an inside
Because
linebacker.
people running away
That's
from him.
true.
Yeah.
I mean, still give you 11 tackles for loss, 3 sacks. Like we were hooting and hollering about Zaire Franklin's 3.5.
Yeah.
He he's one of those guys. He's just kind of everywhere. Like, and he's been on like the Chiefs have rebuilt and like decimated their defense like 6 times over. I feel like since he's entered the league. And granted, I mean, it works out pretty well for them. They've won what, 3 Super Bowls already, 2 Super Bowls with him.
Mhm.
But when he was a rookie, he came on. He was like an impact player right away. Obviously, he made a name for himself in the Super Bowl against us, and I think that was arguably his best season.
Hmm.
You're not wrong. Playing behind Jones will always make everyone's life easy.
Hmm.
But I don't remember a single Rams linebacker that played behind Aaron Donald.
Hmm.
I mean, the guy's a baller. I think he's a huge point. I also think he's an extension of Spagnuolo. He runs the defense pretty well. Chris Jones just doesn't strike me as he's kind of putting the pieces in play, or he just seems like a talent. Like Nick Bolton seems like he's the heartbeat and the leader of that defense. Um, Pretty impressive for a young guy, but I feel like when you look at him on the field, he's everywhere. I thought the Super Bowl against us was his best season. He was hurt last year, but this year I thought he was an impact player again. But I mean, dude's young. I mean, he's 24 and he's got 2 rings. He's played in
Yeah.
3 Super Bowls. I mean, that experience starts adding up. He's gonna be one of those guys that, he's gonna have a long career,
I,
depending if he gets hurt or not.
I like Nick Bolton, Tim, and I had him top 10. I just want to inform you again, tackle, we love tackles.
We do love tackles.
3 years in his career, less than 100 tackles. And those are 16 and 17 game seasons that he participated in or played. He played in 16, 17. So he is good. I am 10 because I did, but I'm with you. He's definitely, one of the heartbeats of the Chiefs defense. The Chiefs have won 2 Super Bowls, top 5 defense the last few years. He's a major player of it. I think 5 was high for me, but he's
I
definitely.
mean, so just go.
I will interject because I
Yeah,
let you
wait a
kind
minute.
of.
Go ahead. I think I know what you're going to say.
I'm just gonna say he is my number five as well. So
Oh, is it? Oh,
Okay.
that's not what
yeah,
I thought you were going to say. Hold
no,
on, going back real quick on the tackles. He had 108 this year and he had 180 his second year in the NFL. Where are you getting your stats? I'm surely the
Packers.com.
Packers.com is updated.
This is actually PhiladelphiaEagles.com, Nick Bolton.
Mm, mm.
Oh no,
Um,
they would have said 200 tackles this year. You got to hype him up if you knock him down.
I'm looking right here at NFL.com, but 99 and 24,
That could be solo tackles.
66 solo tackles.
Oh, let's
Maybe
see.
I'm
PFF
losing my mind.
says 81 solo tackles, 26 assists, which according to my math, that's over 100.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So are there different statisticians for tackles then?
I don't know.
I'll scream. This is like a pack situation again. Where these teams are really miss these
I mean,
websites.
I'm this, and I also just want to point out because I was looking at his career because I just didn't believe you. He was second in the league in tackles in 22. The
I,
year I believe we played him in the Super Bowl. Oh no, that was the year
he
after.
was a
He had 100,
demon. He was
he had
really good that Super
180.
Bowl.
Oh, see, NFL.com says he has 171.
Well, they're lying to you.
He had
This is
171. That's more than 100.
that would be the one year that he had more than 100. Again, NFL.com.
Mm.
That's
Not a credible source at all.
not a credible source apparently. So
Hey, who counts tackles anyway?
I'm not the NFL.
No, I agree. I think I mean he's kind of had this like, mini Bobby Wagner you
I wouldn't go
know,
that far.
right, I know. But I think I mean he's only 25 and in a down year, he got, a huge extension from the Chiefs. So, if Andy Reid's paying linebackers, they must be pretty good. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean he's a great young player. I know when the Chiefs beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl, like I think he was the one that intercepted or fumble recovered of Jalen
He
Hurts.
did, yeah.
So he was all over the field. Obviously, this year they didn't have a shot to do anything on defense, but no, I think he's a great young piece for that team, and it's him and Chris Jones, and then some talent on the outside, but they're a team in not transition, but they have some question marks on defense, I think. But those anchors are so important for them. So I think Nick Bolton is definitely I think five is good, but anywhere 5 to 10 I don't think is too off base, but I think he's one of the best for sure.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
All right. Maybe I had him a little low. Time will tell. Time will tell.
All right, so this is our last wild card, we'll say. So I think the whole three are locked up. So
I think mine's a major wild card. So
uh,
I think if we
I'm getting nervous. I
we'll
have to
see how that
defend
one goes.
myself.
Okay.
All right. Well, four, we've all mentioned him, or you guys have mentioned him, and now I am mentioning him. I got Bobby Wagner
Mm. Wow,
again,
I can't believe I had him at 10. You guys had him that
4 and
high.
6.
Four and six. Damn.
So I think like we were just going. I think for a couple of these guys, Bobby Wagner and Levante David, I did play just the insurance factor of it, or like the accountability, like what you're going to get out of those guys.
Hmm.
And I agree, like he was a huge part in the Commanders, turnaround last year, obviously under Dan Quinn, but communicating, like he's definitely doing more outside of just statistics and tackling people. I think he's, leading the troops, making sure everyone's in the right spot. And so they didn't have a very good secondary, and they still, had a pretty strong season. And I'm sure their offense put up a ton of points, so that always helps. But six most active All Pros as an active NFL player right now at six of them. So
I
just
mean, yeah,
given,
you don't tell me twice, but
yeah, just giving the guy, the accolades, and I figured top five for, arguably one of the best linebackers potentially of all time. One of
mm.
probably the best also one of the best defenses that he was a part of. The Legion of Boom there for a couple of years. So I just wanted to give him his flowers, I guess, and put him in the top four.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I don't think it's wrong to have him anywhere in this ranking. I mean, unless you put him at like number one, but I don't know. It's just the age is really like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's concerning to me, but
But I'd also thought of it. So, like, yeah, moving forward, if you were like drafting like a franchise, like, hey, how many years down the road, like, you probably wouldn't have them in the top five as far as inside linebackers. But if you wanted a guy for this upcoming year that you could count on,
mhm.
um, Bobby Wagner, you know what you're getting. Like, Zaire Franklin, Quincy Williams, like, who knows what type of years. Quincy Williams had the All Pro year in 2023. He had a down year last year. He's probably going to bounce back, or hopefully bounce back to have a strong season. But like
Right.
you know that like they have such little bit of a track record where Bobby Wagner's done it time and time again.
Yeah, like I said, I just looked at what from the games that I watched,
Yeah,
he just looked slow to me. And like
yeah,
so I kept, the accolades, the leadership, I still factored it in there. And I think as a linebacker, you're going to get tackles because people are running into the middle of the field. So,
yeah,
but I like I said, no disrespect to the guy, but
yeah.
can't come a
um
little bit.
I think any
I I
respect.
gotta double check. 'Cause Bill, I don't think my number four is even on your list. And I get it. It was kind of a left field one, maybe a little bit. But going off what we said about Bobby Wagner, like I do think Bobby Wagner's good and everything. I think he's helped that defense a lot. But
uh-huh.
I feel like what Bobby Wagner doesn't have in his athleticism and his speed anymore is kind of what he's allowing Frankie Louvu to do.
No, you four?
Did he was a guy, he passed the I would hear his name all the time. And I loved him with Carolina the year before. And then I was actually
Played for the
surprised to
Jets too.
see, yeah, I did not know he played for the Jets. I thought he was a lot younger than he actually was,
No, yeah,
but
I thought I was like I didn't recognize to ruin your little monologue here, but I last year when he was on Washington, I was like I thought he was a rookie, and then because he didn't wear number 4 with the Panthers, if I remember correctly, and I was like, who is this guy? And then I like remembered like, oh, he played for the Panthers. Like, oh, this guy, he played for the Jets too. So,
No idea he played for the Jets.
yeah, but
no
no,
idea.
go
That's
ahead,
honestly no clue.
go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, when I put him at my number four because I remember seeing this guy everywhere. Second team All Pro. He pretty much touches the stats all over the place. Gives you your pass
Mhm.
deflections, gave you 100 tackles, 8 sacks. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Your 11 or 12 tackles for loss. And I remember seeing him a lot in coverage was the biggest thing. Like he does basically what Bobby Wagner just can't do anymore. They're like a perfect combination. But part of what I think makes Bobby Wagner great is he's in a position where he can do all the other stuff and dissect the defense and set it up. So a guy like Frankie Luva, who's athletic and can make plays in the passing game and in the backfield, can do that. Um, but yeah, no, I just remember the first time I heard him was Carolina last year. Remember seeing Washington pick him up. He had a big year. I remember seeing in every game, hearing his name all over the place.
Hmm.
Didn't realize he was 28, so that kind of spoiled it a little bit. But when you play for Carolina and the Jets your whole career, you're bound to not be recognized. But I don't know. I just think he's a guy that not the youngest, but I still think he can get better. He hasn't played much football. Pretty much he barely even touched the field with the Jets, and he only started, double-digit games with the Panthers the last 2 years he was there. So he's really only been a starter for 3 seasons now.
I think that's the kind of like how Zach Bond, who I'm sure we'll talk about in a little bit, kind of got the Vic Fangio treatment, how he was elevated by a superior coach. I
Yeah.
think Luvu, he's had his experiences with those teams. Then he got to like, you have a great defensive coach, a great linebacker to play next to, and it helped him elevate his game, and they were able to unlock a lot of him. He was my other honorable mention that I don't think I did touch on because I can't have 40 honorable mentions, but I did debate putting him in the top 10. I think he's definitely an explosive player.
Wait, hold on, time out. You didn't have Frankie Luvu?
No,
Who do you have before that? I thought you were on my side
no,
here.
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it.
Oh my God. You didn't have him either? Did he's like what stat do you want? Because he has everything minus the tackles. He was an all pro.
I like how your whole argument for Zaire Franklin was, man, he just get tackles, and now everyone after him has just been tackles are important.
No, 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 no. Because I'm diversifying.
Oh,
I went one way with
ah,
the Franklin, you shot that down. I went the other way with Lovo, you shot that one down.
hmm.
I don't know what you want. What do you want? You want Drake Lindlow who doesn't play?
No, he's my
He's just not
number
even the
7.
best linebacker on his team. So
Listen, I had Bobby Wagner in a good spot. I just think they're the perfect match of Luvu is young and athletic and do what Bobby Wagner can't do anymore. And I thought, Dakota, actually, I'll give you credit. I thought your analysis of him and Zach Bond was better than anything I said. Too bad it was irrelevant to anything that mattered because you don't even have him anywhere near your list.
No, I mean he had 80 some tackles, or no, yeah, 80 some combined tackles. I mean, like I said, this list is wild. It's all really just like your preference at this point. Like my number 4, I don't think either of you have as high aspirations for him as I do. But I don't hate Frankie Lou. I think 4 is a little premature. After one solid season with, like I said, that situation he's in. But I think back end top 10, like if you said like 8, 9, 10, I would be okay with that. But I think 4 is a little high.
Well, you got me sitting on the edge of my seat. Who do you have it for?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this is rare for Dakota on the top 10 rankings. Now, I did take a bit of a leap with a rookie before,
Oh my
or
God.
he was going into the season as a rookie when I said Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to be a top 10 player. That was a little wrong. But this guy has played a season. He missed a couple games with a hamstring, but I won't even forget that first game he played in Brazil against the Eagles. He was all over the field, tackling Saquon Barkley in the open field by himself. He's 6'3", 230 pounds, runs a 4.5 40-yard dash. I got Edgerrin Cooper,
There we go.
Packers, number 4. This is crazy. I can't believe I put him this high, but I think his ceiling is insane. Like, I just think he's going to be so good in this league. The way he's able to rush, he's able to stop the run, he's able to cover. Like, he is a perfect player.
Yep.
And it's hard to say that all based on one season. Um, he was a second round pick, whatever, but I just watching him play, I'm like, this guy's got it. And so that it just felt right. And like I said, he played 14 games, 87 combined tackles, and 3.5 sacks, 7 QB hits. This is all in 14 games. So, and a pick. So I think he's going to be legit. So not too much more on him because, we have a top three to get to, but
I
I really
can
like what I'm
I
seeing.
can I just say the obvious? Your main argument against me with Frankie Luva is that he did it for 1 year.
Okay. They're not the same. Yeah, but Edger Cooper's 23. Frankie Lou
That
was
has to do anything.
Frankie Lou was like 30.
Dakota, I'm with you. I mean, we both smartfully or correctly had him in the 10th top 10.
Hmm.
All right,
So
4 and 10 are 4 miles apart.
4 and 9, Tim. At least we
Billy's
have
Yeah,
him
just
in the
yeah,
top
yeah. Come
Billy's
on now.
desperately to just hold on, even though he was the correct logical person having him at 10. You have him at 4? Like
I respect
it's
that. High five, Bill.
There we go.
I
I
mean,
mean,
look,
he's going to be awesome. I'm with you, Dakota. I think I respect the jump. You know,
It's bold. It's
bold.
bold, but I'm
It's
projecting it.
bold,
So
but it's possible. It's true. Like, who knows? You know, you look back at this next year, you could be 100% correct.
he's got size and speed, and he can do
Yeah.
all three phases of defense. I just,
What's
I
not to like
just
about him?
yeah.
I mean, I think you're lost in certain a couple aspects. One, Frankie
Go
Luvu
ahead.
is bigger than Edgerrin Cooper. Let's just throw it out there because
Does
I
he
know
run a
you
four
get
or
all.
five 40-yard dash?
I don't know. I'd have to look, but I
You
know that
didn't
he's
come
bigger.
prepared. Hmm.
I didn't know I'd be having this argument with you, to be honest. I mean, everything that you want, every number you want to pull out on Edgerrin Cooper, Frankie Luva has that. He had his pick. He had 14 quarterback hits. I just had so many other things to get to. I didn't have time to get into all that other stuff.
Hmm.
He had a pick. I forget the other one you said. He had 8 sacks. You're talking about 3.5. Get out of here. One
One
season,
guy's a rookie. One guy's been in the league for like 5, 6 years.
I mean, what did you say? The smartest thing I heard come out of your mouth so far was that Frankie Luva is very similar to Zach Bond in that he left terrible
I
situations,
said a
went
situation
to a
was
good
similar.
win, went to a good situation, and then really blew up.
Hmm.
And I thought that was very intelligent. I thought that was a good way of looking at it. And then you just brought up a rookie who played 14 games and said he's better than almost every linebacker in the league.
Listen, I didn't have uh Luvu in my top 10. I didn't
That was a
have
huge miss. At this point, you didn't have Franklin, you didn't have Luvu. I don't even know who was in your top 10 anymore. I'm starting to think, who did you even fill it with?
I didn't have Luvu, I didn't have Franklin, but I think you defended them well, and I don't disagree with anything you said. Again, this is just preference and like a combination of their team situation. Are they going to do it again? Are they going to be as good? And I just look at Cooper and I'm like, I just think he's got a way higher ceiling than Luvu, who I think what he did last year is the best we'll ever see out of him. I think Cooper could be even better. So that's how I'm doing it.
I mean, I think it's a very big stretch. That seems very obvious. I was fine with it at 10. I think
I
4,
mean,
you
I
were
had
kind of
Greenlaw at
insane.
4 when I initially made my list, and then I had to switch people around. So
You're like, oh, he at least took the test.
yeah,
So,
something about SpaghettiOs in his knees, and yeah,
yeah, that's the wrong
yeah,
guy. All right, well, fair enough. Well, yeah, no, you're insane at 4, but we'll let it go.
sure,
Uh,
whatever. Top three.
Top
I'm
three.
assuming it sounds like I haven't heard these three players mentioned, so I'm assuming we
I
can
think we're
finally
on the
have a,
same.
a nice, peaceful, bliss discussion.
Yes. we should be all on the same page here. Although I think I think I got mine a little different than maybe what you guys will have. I do have Zach Bond as the third one.
I also have Zach Bond at 3.
Me
Okay.
too. I have
Oh,
Zach Bond.
okay.
Go
Oh
Birds.
wow,
Go
Go
look at
Birds.
Birds.
us. Look at us.
Yeah,
Very
can't be two homer. Can't put him at 1 or 2.
yeah, and like,
So
kind of a one
We
year,
could.
we're talking
and we
about
could,
these
yeah.
guys.
He could be number 1 if he does it again next year, but
Yeah. But I mean, we're all talking about, longevity and, Levante David, Bobby
yep.
Wagner, Quincy Williams for a few years. Like we're all talking about longevity. And he's only, he's been in the league for a few years, but
Mm,
one solid year. Vic Fangio, obviously found something in him and turned his career around. And I think Dakota, you alluded to it, like these linebackers, like doesn't work with one guy. They move to the next team or defensive coordinator and they find like the skill set matches with the scheme. So
yep.
certainly happened with Zach Bond, and I hope he repeats it again. But I just, one year isn't enough to put him over the other two guys.
No, yeah. I mean, the guy was incredible this year. I would look all time, find a guy that came from like a rotational 1 year obscure guy to make the level impact he did with a new team. Although I will point out to Dakota, he is also 28 and coming off one incredible year with a new team. Did you want to
Huh.
dismiss? Did you want to put Adrian Cooper ahead of him too, or that was just Louisville? Or I mean, listen, I know you're a homer, so maybe that's the only thing that keeps Zach Baum above him. So that's
Did
fine.
did did Luvu help his team win playoff games, or did he just jump off sides 44 times in a row as a joke?
Trust me, that wasn't part of the game that cost them. I mean, last time I saw, Adrian Cooper also lost the Super Bowl winning champion Eagles in the playoffs,
Was
but
was was Frankie Luvu? Did he finish 5th in Defensive Player of the Year voting on his first time on a new team?
I, I don't even know who you're
Did
arguing
he
against
pick off
anymore.
Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl?
No, I'm not arguing against Zach Bond.
I know.
Zach
I'm
Baum's
just
awesome.
saying. I'm just saying. Luvu had a good season, but it's him and Zach Bond. The comparison I made about new team, new system, good coaching. That was more of just to kind of have the why Luvu's play ascended. But I think Zach Bond's play is here, and Luvu's like here. I think Luvu's top 15 player for sure, but I just don't think he's 4th best linebacker in the league.
Oh, fair
But
enough.
back
Well,
to Bond,
yeah, I was just say, let me get back on track because me talking about a
a commander.
Washington player over drooling over
Over,
an
yeah.
Eagle, that
Come on
seems
now.
completely wrong. But no, I think Bill hit on pretty much everything there. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy's a stud. Do you think he's gonna give us a better year this year? Or I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat what he just
I
did.
I don't I mean for a guy who was an edge rusher who barely played. I mean he played like I don't know if he didn't start though, but he was a rotation guy with the Saints. For him to come in, I'm just looking at his stats. They're he had 30 tackles in 2023 with the Saints. Um Jumping to 151. 11 tackles for loss, 5 QB hits, fumble recovery. Um, he had interception, regular season interception in the playoffs. Um, First team All Pro, like I said, 5th in Defensive Player of the Year voting, a Pro Bowler. And I will say, what I think impressed me the most, um, it was that his play elevated even higher in the playoffs. Like he was everywhere. Like him and I think him, Carter, and Cooper DeJean were like the top 3 players
Yeah.
in the playoffs for us because they were just all over the ball, swarming at tackles, making big plays, and making big stops. And Bond can cover too. Like he can rush, he can cover. Like I said, if you can do all 3, stop the run, cover, and rush, you got it made as a linebacker. Um, do I think he's going to have as great a season? Probably not. But I think he seems to have the type of mindset of a player that's not going to let the money or the accolades or the championship falter in him being a good player again. So I think he's going to thrive again in the system. Whether he's next to Jahad Campbell, Trotter, Jacoby Dean, the Georgia linebacker we drafted, whoever. I think he's going to help elevate them as well. So I like Bone a lot. I'm glad he came, our little bald crusader. But
That's great. Bald and goatee. Got great
yeah,
look.
great, another great linebacker look.
Yeah, that's true.
It is. Yeah.
But
So now I think we're talking about new money now. Yeah, in a room of billionaires, this is the new money. Let's get to the old money now.
okay.
So, Bill, first chance at it. Who we going, one or two here?
Number two with the old money.
Yeah, the old money's on the table now. We
I
love
got
Zach, but he just
Roquan.
entered the door. These guys have been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roquan Smith. Yeah, I had to put him above Zach Bond. I'm surprised that I thought someone was going to have Bond above Smith.
No,
Um,
We
no.
keep it
New money
professional on
versus
this
old.
show. Come on
New
now.
money versus old money.
you know what's crazy though? When I was like looking at stats and trying to compare them, so Bond is older than Roquan Smith,
I believe
and
it.
Roquan Smith has been in the league longer than Zach Bond.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, Baldwin he's like a
Bond was
Wisconsin guy. He
20.
probably was there till his
One,
senior
one,
year.
two, three, four,
Bond was
five.
at
I mean, Ball's going into his sixth season. I mean, Rokon was on the Bears. Felt like ages ago.
I think he's going into his seventh or eighth season.
Phew.
He was young because he was just, I think he was just a stud
I
since he was,
think I think he came out. He might have come out early.
Well, he's
yeah, he
coming
was
from
probably
Georgia,
like,
so there any top 10 pick coming from Georgia definitely didn't stay to pick up their degree.
They definitely weren't sleeping during classes either. They
he
weren't
wasn't
even
in,
they weren't even at the classes.
Someone else
no
was taking their test.
Yeah, a fake
no
Roquan
NIL
Smith.
back then for him. So he wasn't like getting all that money that they are now to stay.
Oh
No,
yeah, look at
no.
that. 2018. Yeah, Bond came in the year. He came in the 2020 season,
Yeah,
and 2018 for Roquan.
two
Interesting.
years.
Wow, that's a big jump. Well,
Crazy, right? So I was like
he
longevity again. So he's just been doing it longer at an elite level. Second most, we were talked about the most tackles the last 4 years. Second most tackles the last 4 years. Uh,
tackles are a very important stat. I've been saying it since the beginning.
Bond's older by 99 days.
I got 99 days and a birthday ain't one.
Okay.
Now, I mean, the guy was an absolute stud with the Bears. And it's almost in one of those situations where he got better with the Ravens.
It felt like
Like they just,
the reverse of like was Khalil Mack leaving the Raiders to go to the Bears, and now Roquan leaving the Bears to go to the Ravens. So that felt like the same kind of transition where their play didn't like get worse, they got better.
yeah,
Um, I mean, it helps to be, the Ravens defense is obviously a top talent. But he's just a beast. It's really
I
nothing.
mean, he's three down guy. I mean, he
Oh
is
yeah.
everywhere on the field. That defense is stacked. And I mean, he's the head of it. He's the one, linebackers, we've said a couple times, are like they run the show. They are the defense. They're a tough position to play. I mean, nowadays you got to go into coverage. You got to still play rundowns. You got to be able to sometimes you got to rush the passer nowadays when there's spread offenses. You got to be able to call all the plays out, all the formations, basically going word for word against the quarterback. But I mean, when you got a really good one like Roquan Smith, I mean, they're absolute game changers.
I think though, if you look at his, I mean, we made such a pivotal point about the numbers on this episode. I feel like if you blacked out his name and you just looked at the numbers, you probably wouldn't go, yeah, this guy's like the second best linebacker in the league. But his impact is so much kind of like a Bobby Wagner. Like his impact is so much greater than some of his stats like lead you on to believe. But um, yeah, he's just a leader, a bona fide tackler, and teams have to account for him. I don't think there's a ton of linebackers in the league that teams have to avidly avoid, and I think he's one of them that you're like, we got a game plan to work our way around this guy and literally avoid the middle of the field. But um, yeah, like you said, Tim, he can cover, rush, he can rush, stop the run. Again, the pillars of being an all around good linebacker. So always been a fan of his game. So he's also my number two.
Glad we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
It's almost too peaceful now. I kind of liked the why isn't he in your top 10? Why is
What are you saying?
150,000 tackles? You don't need tackles.
Tackles don't mean anything after
They
the
really
Packers.com.
don't.
league in tackles.
Means nothing.
They
So
need.
I think we alluded to him a couple times throughout the show, but he's been
Start
on
up
a
the
huh?
Fred Warner circle jerk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you like using that phrase for our number one players,
It's
but
catchy. When we're all there, it's the kind of what
I don't know if I
happens.
want to be involved with you in a circle jerk, to be honest. But
Okay, now you're getting weird. Go ahead, Bill.
Oh, now we're being
now,
now.
now it's weird. Now tackles are important.
Yeah. There we
Yeah,
go.
break it
Well,
open.
Fred Warner. Yeah.
All right, end
Consent.
the show.
And all right, guys, it's been a great time talking.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Fred Warner, him and Drake Greenlaw were obviously awesome. I'm not a big fan of the 49ers, so it kind of stinks
Oh,
that you put
hate the
Fred
49ers.
Warner. But, four-time All-Pro could end up being, probably a Hall of Famer. And it's just part of the
Yeah.
I'd
linebacker,
say so.
49ers linebacker lore. Dakota, you alluded to it earlier in the show. They had Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Drake Greenlaw. Who else I'm sure I'm missing someone in there. Another Penn State guy I think went there. But yeah, they just have it's like the Packers and quarterbacks. They just keep replacing them.
Yeah.
Some teams just like positions. I mean, Fred Warner, though, he's like everything we just spoke about with Roquan Smith and the importance of being, in pass coverage, pass rushing, tackling, and all that. He just does it, and he does it better than everyone in pretty much every facet. He's better in run defense. He's better in pass coverage. He's better at diagnosing plays than every other linebacker in the league in everything.
Takeo Spikes played for the 49ers.
Oh,
Mm. Philadelphia Eagle, great.
Yeah.
Buffalo
He,
Bills.
and talk about that. He was at the end of his career when he came to Philly. He was solid though, but he definitely wasn't the Bills and the 49ers Takeo. But yeah, I mean Fred Warner is a specimen. I feel weird calling another guy a specimen, but um, another 6'3", 230 pound linebacker. Right? Do you see a trend of I think what Luva was 6'3", 230, Cooper was 6'3", 230. Um, it's just he's the epitome of a field general. Like Fred Warner is kind of like I was saying with Roquan Smith. It's like you game plan to avoid him at all costs. Another player that his stats like aren't insane. Like 98 solo tackles is still pretty. Anything close to 100 solo tackles is still pretty impressive. But he's just an instinctive player who you have to watch him to really appreciate him, I feel like. But he can sniff the ball out, almost like a bloodhound. Like he just knows where to go. He knows which lane to pick when the runner's trying to go through the line of scrimmage. Um, a solid coverage guy. He'll take out your tight end for the game.
Yeah.
Um, it
Or
just
running back.
yeah, or your
Yeah.
running back. Yeah, he can keep up with them too. He's not like he's big, but he's not slow. Um, There's really no, I don't even like, I can't even think. The only downside to Fred Warner is that like sometimes he's annoying off the field. Like I
Yeah.
think his podcast is kind of dumb, but
I didn't even know he did a podcast.
yeah, I think we might be more popular.
It's, I don't think of linebackers as being entertaining people.
Yeah, no, I think it's him and his like wife. I think they have a podcast.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, yeah,
Tough one.
Well,
but
well, he stinks at podcasting, but he's a great linebacker. Some would say the number one.
yeah,
Speaking
that's
from Eagles fan, just because the Niners and the Eagles did have like kind of that rivalry there for 2 or 3 years. Like it was always a pain in the butt, like knowing, hey, we have to go against, Fred Warner and like the middle of the field was just gonna like the Niners always had the middle of the field better than we did outside of maybe, when we got Purdy hurt. But yeah, Warner, it was always someone that you had to like, it's a pain in the butt to play against him.
Oh
Like
yeah, he's so good.
and
yeah.
he is. Let me see if I can do quick math. 40 days older than Zach Bond.
Hmm.
Wow.
Also, 2018 draft with
Good year for
Roquan.
linebackers.
Yeah, when
Pretty
was
good
he? Was
year.
he a first round pick? I don't even remember. He
No, he
went to
was.
BYU.
Wow. He doesn't strike me as a Mormon.
Definitely not a
No,
first round.
now that after like when I like I said, he's a little off the field. I kind of see that why he went to BYU now.
Yeah. See, this is before he got Mormon money too. So
Mm,
he
the
was
Mormon
about
money,
Mormon
yes.
life. Ah, you see, man, I've never seen BYU recruit so well in football and basketball until when they made money legal. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on in the Mormon lifestyle, but apparently they're doing pretty well. Business is doing well in the Mormon lifestyle.
They
Yeah,
are paying a lot of people.
but
Yeah, dude.
I think one thing too we hit on with a lot of these players, even his former teammate Trey Greenlaw. Besides, well, I don't even want to say besides because I don't think it. I don't think the 17 game season went into effect until 2022, but he's never missed a game.
Wow.
Pretty impressive.
16, 16, 16, 16, 17, 17, 17.
Remember, we
So,
talked about how many
yeah,
linebackers
for a
we talked about that
linebacker
got hurt.
who plays, let's see how many. He played 997 snaps last year.
Wow. Well, he does have like the Lamar Jackson talent of I don't know, he just never seems like he's taking on huge collisions. Like he just
Mm.
I don't know how to
Good
describe
form
it.
tackler.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
knows
Yeah,
what he's
he
doing.
just I don't know, he just knows angles so well. And like, you never see him just in the like A gap just getting smacked or
Yeah, I'm
smacking someone there.
curious. 18 missed tackles. I mean, that's actually kind of surprising because he's usually a pretty sound tackler. But um, yeah, I mean, he's just it's crazy because he's since he got into the league, he's just been like elite. Like besides
Mhm.
maybe I guess I mean even his rookie year, he had 124 combined tackles, three tackles for loss, two QB hits, and then 2 years later, All Pro first team. 2 years after that, ever since 2022, he's made first team All Pro 3 years in a row.
That's a
You're
lot of tackles.
Yeah,
I'm looking at his stats now too. That's wild.
124, 118, 125, 137, 130, 132, 131. He's consistent.
yeah, that's
He's
true.
damn good.
I mean, he
He's
took
no
over.
he's no Nick Bolton.
He's never been a big sack guy though, but I don't think they really use him as a pass rusher much. He's more of
No,
that. He's like, I'm going to take away the entire middle of the field and prevent any running back from going more than 5 yards.
he's so
Um,
good in coverage too.
yeah. So
Like
Three.
they don't need him to rush.
Yeah, like all the like those I think like something that we didn't touch on too much is like too is like running the ball, but then like screens, like defending
Hmm.
like short, quick screens, like those guys that can get the linebackers that can like break down at like the line of scrimmage and just tackle in the open field. Like Warner is so fast that it feels like whenever you run those, like he makes the tackle. Bond, we saw it all season last year. Like we were very
yeah,
good at defending the screens. That's like where I think Roquan Smith, like those guys that can get like just fly around and get.
silent speed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I said, there's not too much and I hate bragging about a 49ers players because
Yeah,
they've actually, as an Eagles fan, they're like honestly third or no, second behind the Cowboys for teams I dislike the most. They're ahead of the Giants and the Commanders.
Yeah, I
But
think that's I did a weird list. I had a Cowboy, two Commanders,
yeah,
and another.
what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah, that's what we
yeah.
doing.
I think not having Franklin was a bigger miss than not having Luvu for me, if I'll critique my own list. But I still like my list, and I will stand by Adrian Cooper being
All
that
right.
high. So
We'll bookmark it. We'll come back to it next year, like
yeah,
we always do.
yeah. But any final thoughts?
No, pleasure as always, Dakota. I'm glad that we thought outside the box with Edgerrin Cooper. If you stuck your flag in a little deeper than I did on
Yeah, I want full send.
I'm right there with you. So I'll be following up with you on Edgerrin Cooper
All
all
right.
season. Um,
Not that I'm rooting for a Packer because I don't really like them either, but I hope the kid does well.
yeah, well, hopefully he gets a lot of tackles but whatever, because they matter. But
Apparently.
yeah, Edgerrin Cooper, I think that was. I'm looking forward to seeing him play this year. Other than that, I think we had a strong list. Frankie Louvu, yeah, just can't stand that guy. I don't. Top four, wild
Oh,
for
fair
being
enough.
off
Yeah.
sides in the
Yeah.
biggest game of the season. Top four linebacker. So outside of that, I think we connected pretty well. Had a good dialogue.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
Well, catch Billy and the Backers on tour this year.
Billy Packer. Next year,
I'll
I'm
give
wearing
her-
your thing.
Sounds good.
All right.
Alrighty. Till
Thanks
next
again.
time.
Good stuff.
Peace.
Peace.